Thanks for watching our video. Our product addresses a growing problem that affects nearly every adult person in the world. That problem is asymptomatic sexually transmitted diseases. In other words, these are the same STDs that everyone fears, but they are not associated with symptoms in that infected person. The project's goal was simple: create an STD screen for asymptomatic people that cost $15 per test. This video describes our product. Hello, and thanks for watching. Please let me take a moment to introduce who we are and what product we are planning to sell. First on our team is Dr. Astrid Gutzman. She is a remarkable and intelligent person. She completed her formal education by receiving bachelor's, master's, and PhDs in biochemistry and molecular biology. She also holds a medical degree and is licensed to practice medicine in the state of Texas. In her medical clinic, Dr. Gutzman has witnessed a correlation between the use of dating and hookup apps with an increase in sexually transmitted diseases. Dr. Gutzman points out that some of the hookup apps are used specifically for having anonymous sex. The new dating technology has put every sexually active person at risk of getting an STD, even people that believe they're in monogamous relationships, because this technology has enabled one partner to engage in anonymous sex that results in both people contracting an STD. The next member of our team is Mr. Ernie Kalezi. He is probably the most important member of the team because he is one of the best molecular diagnostic experts in the world. To his credit, he has personally designed and commercialized over 500 molecular diagnostic tests used for diagnosing diseases in hundreds of species, insects, plants, and animals. And my name is Dr. Craig Conrad. My formal education includes a bachelor's, master's, and PhD in the fields of chemistry and molecular biology. I am also licensed to practice patent law in front of the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. The three of us have been working on a molecular diagnostic screening kit to detect microorganisms that cause sexually transmitted diseases. The best part about this product, its ability to be used whenever you want from the comfort and privacy of your own home at an affordable price. The idea for a $15 at-home STD screening product began with several state health departments around the nation making observations that linked an increase in sexually transmitted disease infection with the use of online dating programs. The Centers for Disease Control have shown that from 2012 to 2014, the number of reported syphilis infections has increased 60%. The number of reported chlamydia infections has increased 34%. And the number of reported gonorrhea infections has increased 10%. This trend is expected to continue as more and more people can now connect with each other using social media hookup apps on smartphones. It is important to remember that about 80% of sexually transmitted diseases remain unreported because people are asymptomatic or they have no symptoms. A similar trend for increasing sexually transmitted diseases was also reflected in Dr. Gutzman's clinic patient population. Even patients that understood they needed to test frequently for STDs could not afford to pay $300 to $500 every month to be screened if they did not have any STD symptoms. In order to bring the screening price down to the cost of a movie ticket, we needed to get rid of the physician office visit. This makes sense because if a person has symptoms of STDs, they need to be diagnosed by a physician in order to be treated, which is expensive if diagnosis and treatment is not needed. We did not want the customer to have to mix or use chemical test solutions. We next focused on only tests that did not require special sample preparation, special handling, or sample storage. Finally, we wanted to utilize the most powerful test method known for finding genetic material in a sample. This method is called RT-PCR, which is the absolute gold standard as far as sensitivity and specificity are concerned. The problem with RT-PCR is it's very expensive. In order to reduce the cost, we experimented with removing steps, and it worked. Our team deconstructed the approximately 145 steps to run RT-PCR reaction and figured out ways to eliminate over half of these steps, but accomplish the same results. We've taken RT-PCR that costs an average of $60 to $100 and have been able to reduce the price to $15. We believe over time we will achieve a further reduction in cost. We have reduced the cost of these RT-PCR STD detection protocols in a way that is very similar to how Henry Ford reduced the cost of an automobile when he invented the assembly line. Cars certainly existed before Henry Ford, but each part for all automobiles were handmade and assembled by a master craftsman. In 1908, the entire process of building a car by hand took about 24 hours. Henry Ford changed everything by standardized parts, standardized workstations, and reducing the process of building a car to 84 specific steps. As a result, Henry Ford could build an automobile in 87 minutes compared to the 24 hours it took a master craftsman. Because of standardization, Henry Ford built a better car for about 1/4 of the cost of a handmade one. We took a similar approach when trying to build a $15 STD screening kit. As such, the molecular diagnostic testing for STDs existed before we developed our protocol. We have taken the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's approved protocols that contained over 145 steps and reduced the process to half as many steps to achieve the same result. By reducing the number of steps and processing times, we were able to lower the cost of production to be profitable at $15 per test. Unfortunately, unlike Henry Ford, we cannot just sell a better product without first receiving approval of the U.S. federal government agency that regulates the process, namely the FDA. Fortunately, the FDA allows companies to amend already approved protocols without having to resubmit an entirely new application. But the protocols must be validated, usually by a third party. This is called Clinical Laboratory Improvement Amendments, or CLIA for short. The basic principle of CLIA quality assurance is the FDA-approved product should be produced so that it can be used for its intended purposes by the intended user. A $15 screening kit is important to reduce the spread of STDs. We need your help to make this product available to everybody. The remainder of the money will be used for product design, advertisement, marketing, and web store design. The PCR tests for chlamydia, syphilis, gonorrhea, hepatitis B, HIV, trichomonas, HPV have already been designed and are known to identify the specific pathogens. As soon as we secure finances, we will retain a third-party company to conduct the required CLIA validation. We currently have all equipment, staff, infrastructure that is needed to analyze about 1,000 samples per day. However, if we start receiving more than 1,000 samples per day, we will use the profits from those sales to expand the laboratory sample capability. During the time that we are waiting for the third-party laboratory to complete its FDA validation process, we will contract a product designer to design the final packaging. We have already priced out a kit design with required elements that cost $1.62, which includes a clamshell package to hold the sample collection tools, the envelope to send the sample back to the lab. We plan to market the test kits on social media. For example, more than 1.4 billion people use Facebook. Many are adults that have sex on a regular basis. Facebook can create targeted ads to reach different audiences on a per-click basis. Tinder is another social media site that allows for paid advertisement. We will also drive traffic to our website through Google Ads on a per-click basis. We believe that the GLBT community will be specifically interested in our $15 HIV testing. We already have a functional website that we utilize for our animal testing. We intend on having a more secure website with member login capability and more security. We plan to use funds to protect the kit design and PCR protocols with patents and trademarks. We encourage you to help kickstart our product because over the many months that we've been working on this project, we now realize the impact that low-cost STD testing will have for everyone that is sexually active, even those people that believe they're in a monogamous relationship. Thank you again.